Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2 of Journal with Me. This time I'm journaling in my blue journal and I want to do a double spread in these 2 pages there. I'm searching through my box of scrap papers to find the papers I want to use. I want to mostly use scraps and basically trash because it's going to be Earth Day soon. So I want to recycle as much as I can, recycle and reuse. So that's my goal as always. So I'm looking through and finding some pieces. So the theme for my journaling today is the solar eclipse we just had last week. My family and I went to Cleveland, Ohio to watch the total eclipse, and it was a great experience. We were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it was very fun. And when it got to a total eclipse, it got dark, and it was super cool to watch in the sky without your glasses. So I want to make this page about that, my experience, and I want to make a pocket to store the glasses and other things that I may find later. I'll tell you later. So I use that magazine page that I've put washi tape on. It was basically like a glue page, and it also has a little bit of my Posca pens, and then here I'm adding some craft paper that came in some packaging, and I always like to use packaging craft paper. It's very thin and easy to glue, so I'm now trying to see where I'm gonna put my pocket. I'm gonna make the pocket out of envelopes that have leftovers from my tiny journal. So it's the piece of envelope that was left over from that. Then I grabbed a doily. I really like adding doilies to my collages. And then more craft paper. So I'm trying to cover the pages there. I'm not gonna fully cover them. I really had no plans to do this. I was just going with the flow and gluing some paper. Now I'm adding some ephemera paper. I guess this is the only new thing, only new paper that I'm adding. All the other papers are either trash or I bought them secondhand, except that piece of music paper that it came in a pack, in an ephemera pack. So I'm adding more of that. I've used that before. What is the name? I forgot the name. Well, I can't remember, but it's like tracing paper. I showed it in a previous video, I think. It came wrapping my new iPad, and I just did collage. I did some collage on it, and I used it to decorate my collages. I had a hard time with my glue. I hadn't crafted in a while, and my tip was all clogged, so I spent a lot of time unclogging it before I could actually glue my doily. So I always use art glitter glue with my doilies, especially those that are a little bit plasticky. If I have a real paper one, I think it would be okay with glue stick, but also all those details are very hard to do it with a glue stick. So I use my fine tip and my art glitter glue. Then I'm putting more glue in some parts that were needed. And then I grabbed some of this paper that I painted with my Posca pens a while ago to make collage papers. And then I grabbed my little booklet, my tear book, with my envelope papers that I really love. And since I'm working in my blue journal, I need to add something blue. So if you don't know, blue or azul is my first journal. And just to use it as a prompt, I like to put a blue something in every page that I journal in. So there's always going to be some blue paper. Then I decided to use a glue surface because I've been gluing on top of my collage and that makes me really, really nervous. So I'm now gluing the envelope. This was a new envelope. You know, when you get a bill and they send you a new envelope inside the other envelope so that you can send your payment. So that's what it is. So that's why it's not ripped and it needed to be glued. And then I decided to add this tissue paper that I think it came with some chocolates that someone sent me. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why. So I decided to add that to cover my envelope with that yellowish tissue paper. I really like how it looks like. It's just a very faint color, yellowish creamy color. And I thought at first that I was going to be able to cover the whole envelope at once, but then I forgot about the window. So I just started to put little pieces around. Like I've done the same technique that I've used when I've done collages on my envelopes. So I have a video how I decorate these envelopes to make pockets, and I collage different type of papers on them. So right now I'm just using the same tissue paper all over them. I trim all those edges, and there we have it. Oh, I guess I needed more glue. So I like the window envelopes because you can see what's inside them. So then I decided to use this cardstock that I also bought secondhand, and I'm gonna make an eclipse diagram representation. I don't know. So this is like, it's actually not the right way. The moon actually came from down. So if you saw the eclipse, you would see that it was the bottom of the sun that was being covered at first, or the side closer to us. I'm doing it the opposite way because I just want to cover that. I should have done it the other way now that I'm thinking about, but it's a representation. It's not the real thing. Then I have more of that paper that I forgot the name that came with my iPad, where I put some washi tape, very thin washi tape I have. So it looks like it's nice, decoration. It's like a border. So I'm adding that there. The washi tape has gold butterflies. And then I'm writing memories from the total eclipse. I do all of my writing in my journal in Spanish, or at least most of it. So you're going to see that I write more things in Spanish later. I prefer journaling in Spanish because that's my first language. It feels more natural to me. And then inking all the edges with black ink. And I forgot to write Cleveland, Ohio there. So continue inking. I wanted to do black ink to give a more contrast. So I'm just rounding my corners of my page here since I added extra paper in the corners. I like to keep my corners round in this journal. And now I'm gluing the pocket. So I'm gonna do only 3 sides with glue so that I can have actually 2 pockets in here. So one in the back there, and then the actual envelope pocket, so I can add more things. And I'm cutting another sun and another moon out of cardstock to make the total eclipse here. Or, as I said, a representation of the total eclipse, because that's not actually how it looks like. So I'm gonna glue it there, so I kind of have my total, and I'm writing with my Pentel Touch brush pen. So I'm writing total as a reminder of the total eclipse. And here I'm writing, here comes the sun. So the fun thing and very actually kind of emotional part of all the eclipse experience was that, as I mentioned before, we were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they had a playlist of songs related to the universe. And while the eclipse was happening, they were playing The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, which I'm gonna write on the other side there in white. I like the play of, writing about darkness with white pen. And then during the 3 minutes of total eclipse, I think there was no music. I don't remember. Everyone was screaming and crying at that point. But then when the eclipse was gone and the sun started appearing again, Here Comes the Sun started playing, and it was just beautiful, beautiful. Everyone was singing. It was a great experience. It was. I didn't think it was going to be an emotional experience, but it was. I saw a lot of people crying. It was great. I hope I get to see another total eclipse, although it's not going to happen until in the northeast of the US. It's not going to happen until 400 years more. So I'm not going to be here. Or maybe it will. Okay, so then I decided that I needed some extra things in here. And I said, well, how am I going to not have flowers? So I grabbed that piece of paper from a magazine. It's like a thicker magazine. And I just cut circles because I said, I'm going to continue with the circles. So I cut circles out of a flower picture. It's like a garden picture. And I'm adding little circles everywhere. I actually could have continued adding circles. I really love decorating pages with circles. I don't know why. And then I started doing some more marking. I did this faux stitching. I was tempted to do it all around the page. But then I decided that that was going to be too much. I had a hard time stopping adding details. As I said before, I had no idea what to do with this page when I started, and then I just couldn't stop adding things. So here's my journaling. It felt, well, since I wasn't talking, I'm doing a voiceover. I wasn't talking while doing this page. It didn't feel weird to journal on camera, so I just did it. And so, yeah, it's there. And it's in Spanish. I'm talking about the interesting experience and that we got to see it with family. We had family visiting, and it was a great experience. So I'm putting my eclipse glasses there. I'm showing you there. Those say Cleveland. They gave those to us. The other ones I bought them on Amazon. And I'm stamping when I did this, April 13. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.